Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Aska, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any will help the channel grow, and they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, this is going a lot slower than I thought it was. In our last episode, we continued to prepare for getting ready for the winter invasion. We also started putting down a market in preparation for trying to get some of the metal production getting ready to go, and there were a couple of comments I wanted to address, the first of which was from Christian, which I do appreciate the feedback. Christian very handily let me know that I don't need to go running up to the wolf den. Apparently this will get a wolf like picture on it when there is a pup in the den, so we don't need to worry about that too much, so that's all good. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to manage the workers because I want to check. Yeah, you very quickly come and heal me. Okay. Just thought I didn't check. Is he... What are you actually up to? You coming? No? Miss, what are you... Ah, they're all sleeping. They're all in time off. That's why. Do I not have a... Oh, it's really early in the morning. That's why. Okay. So, yes, we'll do that. The other one that I wanted to address was from Alex, where he raised the question about the Raven Shrine, about trying to use that to assist in scouting. Now, I don't know if they've made significant changes to the Raven Shrine since I last used it, but it used to be, I'm going to say, a real struggle, because you never seem to stay up for flying for very long. And then when it ran out and you dropped down, you just fell to your death. So, like, if you were particularly high up. So I never found it particularly useful. I think I've tried it once, and I wasn't so keen on it. So... I'm not... What is that? Oh, it's a bunny and they're trying to run into the... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Right, okay. Yeah, it's not a... not a male one, so I'm not too worried about that. Right, okay. Oh, good. You are now there. Can you patch me up? And then I'm basically going to let this guy go back to being a builder. I just need him to... Because that's so much faster than, you know, trying to lay down and sort stuff out yourself. And when we get enough villagers, I probably am going to want someone permanently working here. Now, the one bit I think I've mentioned it before, I really wish that when villagers got injured, they came and sought support from the medical hut as well. But I've not seen that happen. So, if anyone does know if that's a thing that can occur, do let me know. Because I think it would be good to have happen, but I don't know how to, you know, try and force it or anything like that. So yeah, we'll just deal without on that. Okay, so we were also getting a second farm hut set up, weren't we? So sticks are still our big hold up, and that was what we were going to try and get the second farm up and running for, so that we could then start getting a load of additional sticks. Oh, I thought I heard something there. Right, we'll just deal with you before you start causing a problem for people. Okay, and then I think we're just gonna... Right, we can't touch that because that's birch. We need metal tools for that. You, my furry friend, however, we can start trying to get some sticks and stuff down from, because that is the big priority. Though we still need logs and long sticks. So we've got a fair amount to be getting on with to try and get this going, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that. Let's make sure we've had a drink. The water seems to be slightly under control now. I've not seen anyone complaining about water, and we do seem to have some in store, which is good. Right. Let's grab that log. Grab as many of these sticks as we can. Okay. Now then, here's the bit. Most of those sticks are going to wind up getting put into the farm, which I'm kind of okay with, actually. Okay, that looks like our market being done. Or is that a roof? No, that's a roof for that storage bay. That's fine. Right, let's get the farm going, because then we can start trying to grow some sticks, which will be beneficial for us. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got another well spot there. Let's definitely make sure we at least tag that. Okay, grab this log. Okay, cool. That was another well gone down. I saw that. Okay. See, the normal sticks have all gone in here, which is good. Rope is going to need to be done. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get a flax harvest soon. That'll be beneficial. There's another well point there, so I'm just going to go and tap that. Let's grab some of these long sticks. Hopefully we got some of our builders coming in as well. Oh, good, that's the market being completed. That means we can start trying to look at setting an outpost up as well, which will be good. Seems like they're really coming together with getting a lot of our pinned bits sorted out, which is great. That's what we want to see. Kinda wish we were seeing a few more trees planted over here. I'm slightly concerned about all of the stumps that have been left, because I really feel like the stumps need to be removed for those any trees to be planted in there. But you know, I might be wrong. There we go. That's another well coming down. Excellent. Maybe we're not quite as short on sticks as I thought we were. Just really seemed it. Okay. Grab that long stick. I'm not too worried about extending the path out any further on this way. Because I kind of want this to be a bit of a treed area. I don't want to spoil some of the growth opportunities by putting a load of plants there. Or not plants, path. Right, let's just go and have something to eat. Wow, all those water troughs are gone. That well behind is actually looking alright. 26, that's not too shabby. There's food here, which is good. Right, what we got? Meat stew, excellent, nice and filling. Okay, how are you guys doing? There's one rope in there. Okay. One rope's not going to get us very far. How goes the flax field? I see flax. Why has the flax not been harvested? Grant you, there's not much flax. Right, and then we'll probably need to drop the seeds off there. Right, and then we need 9 ropes. Okay, well that's fine. We can do that. And then that should get that farm hut done. Okay. Get this down. Excellent, right, and then we need to plant some fields. So I think we can literally just go. There we go, there's a 4x4. And you need some more rope. We're going to need loads of rope, so I'm just going to max all of that out. Pin that. Build another farm plot. Pop the next one right next to it over here. Drop that off. And then I think if we get the last one in, I think we could do a 2 by all of this to give me the same length. Yeah, that should do. Okay, now I'm out of rope. Fine. That's okay. Let's get these all pinned down so we can get our builders helping with those. Means we can probably get another flax field going, which won't hurt. Right, okay. Okay, spoilt food for fertiliser, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. We've got the fires going. Yeah, we wanted more water over here for these guys. We're planting all those onions. That's all planting for that flax. That's fine. Yeah, because we're going to need to start having rope for repairs and the like. Food is looking healthy there. We've got tons of raw food there. Okay, things are progressing nicely. That's not triggered, so that's fine. We've got exclamation marks there because that's incomplete, I'm guessing then. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. What's wrong? You need wild eggs. That's fine. You've got other stuff you can be getting on with. So, I think what we'll probably try and do is I think we'll go out and try and get a bit more Jotun blood to give us a few more workers. Oh, look at that. That's completely full, that well. That's great to see. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with the water situation now then. Seems like we've definitely got enough wells dotted around that people can go and get stuff if they want. Excellent. Right. Now, Jotun blood. We seem to have cleared a lot from the lower levels that we've got here. I say lower levels. The bits closer to home. And it seems to be further out, kind of like this way. We've got a few bits that we're starting to run into. Yeah, so we can grab this one. Start getting more people on the move. Right, grab those. There's one over there I saw as well. Yeah. Okay. Line to grab the flax as well because we just go through it. And we're not quite growing enough of our own just yet. We're expanding way too much with stuff, so I'm okay picking flax up while we're out and about. So we'll just keep hammering away at this. Okay. There we go, that's 2 more Jotun blood. Flax. There's a small Jotun blood over there, let's go grab that one. Yeah, I kind of wish we had more larger ones, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm just going to hoover up everything I can. Just trying to keep an eye out at the same time. Grabbing that flax. So, there we go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to setting up an outpost. That's going to be something really fun to play with. Now, in the save file I was playing in my own time, which I have to admit I have dialed back on at the moment. I haven't played that in a while now. I was starting to set an outpost up there, and it was becoming interesting with the trying to make sure it had all of the resources it needed, because it's easy to make sure it's got, you know, food and water and stuff like that around. What was becoming harder, to my mind, was making sure that it had enough of other resources like timber for repairs. So it wasn't necessarily like to build anything with, it was just for like keeping repairs under control. So yeah, that was that I thought was an interesting thing to try and keep going. I'm curious to see how you guys have been finding out about outposts. How are you managing with the shipping of the resources backwards and forwards and stuff along those lines? Do let me know that. I do genuinely want to know your thoughts, because look, I don't pretend to be a professional anything where it comes to stuff like this, so I absolutely will learn as much from you as you guys might possibly learn from me. So do feed any information into me. I'm happy to take any and all advice. Now, there might be bits where I sit here and say, that's not something I'm particularly interested in. Now, I don't mean that to invalidate your advice. What I mean by that is normally some of the suggestions I get around those lines are normally around how I present the videos, and the whole shtick that I'm trying to go with in most of my videos is, look, those of you that have followed the channel have probably heard this before. You guys know I have a full-time job. This isn't my full-time job. This is a hobby. And I don't have as much time to, you know, fully edit and pick through and record huge amounts of footage to then compress it down for you guys. It is why you guys get what I'm trying to niche myself into as an every click playthrough. So you guys get to see everything, and you just have to put up with me talking the whole way through it, which the majority of the comments I get are, you guys are perfectly fine with that. But it is just, you know, something I bring up because we have had a bit of an explosion in subscribers recently, so, you know, welcome to all of the new ones. But it is just, you know, keeping everyone on the same page so that no one is aware, sort of unaware, or I don't want people to feel unheard. That's a big thing. I want people to know that I am listening to them. It's just not always something I can effectively like follow through with, because I'm having to do, or I'm choosing to do things in a slightly different way. So yeah, that's where we are with that. What are we up to? 16 days left. Okay, now then, I'm gonna guess that pup thing hasn't changed on the map still. No, I'm genuinely worried about broken wolfar trap. Broken suggests it's not doing what it should. Okay, let's us have something to eat, and then we're going to go up and have a look at it, because if it's broken, that means it's not got something. Now, I don't know if that means that it had a pup in there and I've missed it, or I've mangled it since or something, but let's go up and try and sort that trap out. We'll go running around in the rain. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. We've got our next person summoning in. Everything's looking hunky-dory. Oh, those fields are done, and we're going to need to go and sort those in a moment as well, so we can get our second field of flax, and we can get some pine being made as well. Well, not pine, some sticks, because I want to make sure we've got access to sticks. But yeah, let's go see what we can find about this wolfar trap. I'm going to grab that, because I'm sure we're going to need some rope if it is broken. I'm sure the other thing we'll need are some sticks, but I think we'll be able to find some nearby. Right, so let's keep a keen eye out. Okay, I see dead wolfars around, which is fine, because we can use them for meat if we need to re-trigger the trap. I see a live wolfar here. There we go, that's you dealt with, my friend. Come here, Whitey. There we go, knock that one down. Right, okay. Where's the trap? Oh, it's there. Okay. 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 Hey, Wolfie. Right, let's take this one out. Right, okay. So then, let's try and do the trap again. So I need 4 more sticks. Okay, well handily there's 2 more dwarf spruces here. Right, okay. And then we can... defense, wildfire trap, craft it. Pop it down. Right, and then we're going to need to skin one of these things to get some meat. That's fine. We can get that done. Okay. Yeah, man. Oh, I so want metal knives. That makes this bit so much faster. Like, we've had 2 points in skinning come through on this. Just shows how slow we are at skinning at the moment. Right, there we go. So then we'll take the leather scraps because that is always useful. Then we need to get rid of this meat hunk. I'm not going to run back with the other one. But this is part of why I've left all of these bits around. Okay. Trap is ready to be deployed. Activate. Okay. There we go. Trap activated. Right, okay. Now that's that done. Let's head back and we'll try and see what we can get. I'm hoping it's not a case of, oh, it's too close, that's why it's broken, but I mean, that's always a possibility. Right, just need to get back to the path and then we can start our long run home. It's kind of nice to see the workers running all the way up here, though. It does make me think they're still getting on with the paths and we're going to have to go and cut some more in a bit. I mean, that's not too bad, but it's definitely a thing that we'll have to spend a bit of time doing. And then again, yeah, we're also going to need to lay out the outpost to be near our metal mine. And we need to set a house up there for our workers that are at the outpost so that they've got somewhere to live. So it's like a whole secondary mini village. Now what's kind of nice is that the invasions all stay coming to your primary village because that's where the Eye of Odin is, because that's their objective. They're trying to destroy the Eye of Odin. So it doesn't need to be quite as heavily defended, but it's still going to need a few people there to look after it. Right, okay. So we are coming over here. We're going to give you that meat we picked up. We're going to drop off the leather we picked up over here because we don't need it. We're going to need to set the farms up over here as well. So, tasks. No workers assigned. Fine. Manage workers. You are a farmer. Although you were a good archer as well, though we got another good archer there. You're a good fisherman, but we've already got a fisherman. We'll assign you, and who else do we want? Because at the moment that's leaving us with 3 builders, which I suppose is fine, but also I need these 2 on the towers. We'll just do 2 at the moment. Drop that off there. Right, now we can do tasks. So, in the summer, I would like you guys to be doing flax. There we go. Literally all year round on that field. Save. Cool. And our long field. Where are our... Hang on, why can I not plant pine cones? Better, more bountiful farm. Doesn't say I can't do pine cones there. Oh, you're a night person. Okay, we'll straight away put you on the night shift then. And let's give you a home. So, cottage there. Go. Oh, Odd, you'll be a good a good farmer. There we go. I'll assign Odd as another farmer for that farm. That's great, and we'll get another builder coming in. Okay. Not dismantle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I want. Get the next person. Craftsman would be nice. Chill sensitive's not good. Freya's more generalist. We'll get her for the moment. Okay. I still want to know why I can't plant pine cone yet. Where are the seeds? Okay, we have a pine cone. So if I take that and try and deposit that in here. Okay, now you've got pine cone seeds. You should be aware of it. Still nothing. Okay. Alright, well, you can do flax for the minute. Okay. And then we'll get this last field doing, I don't know, the usual onion beetroot split. Back to onions, there we go. Right, you will need to clear previous plants on that one. Okay, alright. Maybe that's got to be a tier 2 farmhouse, which we're not quite ready for yet. I didn't think that was the case, but I'm happy to be told I'm wrong. I need to stop telling the builders to get on with stuff, because they're now going to need to get on with some repairs that are needing to get done around the village. So I'm just going to create a load of rope on the fly here, and then just drop that off for general use. Okay. So that's hopefully going to let things get going there. We've got some clothes beginning to get banked up. Not a huge amount, but we've got a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so next bit that we're going to be looking at, I think it will be just checking this, trying to cut this road in. Let's go and have a look at that. Let's make sure I've had something to eat. Where are we? There we go. Make sure we're all topped up. Nice scrambled eggs. I've seen a load of people in the comments, not my comments, but like generalised Aska comments, asking for a chicken coop for easier access to feathers and eggs, which I think is a fantastic idea, but I think it's going to be interesting trying to find a wild chicken somewhere, because I can't imagine with all the wolves around they would have any hope of surviving. But, you know, I suppose it's slightly fantasy-esque, so maybe they're not completely harmless chickens, but I mean, that would be the concern I would have around somehow trying to find a spare chicken. But yeah, like I say, you never know. So let's just run in, and we're going to see how much these guys have been dropping stones off, because that's what they've clearly been doing with the charging backwards and forwards that they've been up to. It'll be interesting if we've actually made it all the way up there, because then we can start setting some of the extra bits that we'll need, such as the outpost and the housing and stuff along those lines. This is a long old road. Forget just how long it is sometimes. Yeah, look, they've definitely been putting this. I hear a wolfar again. Yeah, there's one over there after that deer. I mean, arguably that's something we're going to have to watch out for with our guys. We might have to try and send, like, patrols out just to make sure that the wolfar aren't causing too much of an issue on the supply chain running backwards and forwards. And if there's a wolf... Oh, speaking of which, hello, buddy. Come here. If there's a den nearby, it might be that we need to go and clear it. Which I don't feel quite... Oh, there is. There's a den right there. I don't feel ready to clear that yet. Because there's a boss that you need to take out to clear that. And yeah, I don't feel ready to take that boss on in my current state. I have done. In the other save file, I have taken on that boss. And it was fine, but at that point I was wearing full armour and I had metal weapons. So... yeah, very different state of affairs to where we are in this this save file. But I'm going to wrap up here on this episode and say, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions. They will help the channel grow. They help get it out in front of other people. So thank you very much to those of you that do that. Thank you very much to my YouTube channel members. Your support is very much appreciated. And please don't forget that as a supporter, you do gain access to the save files for any of the open world games I'm currently playing. Along with early access to the videos. So you get to see what's going on before anybody else does. But other than that, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.